Hello, everybody. This is Michelle Litwiller. It is Thursday, July 25th, and I am here for your weekly Facebook Live. If you are watching me on YouTube, thank you. Make sure you subscribe to my channel if you haven't already. And if you're watching the replay on Facebook, thank you for joining me. So, tonight I have something a little bit different that we're going to be doing. We're going to be making a home decor project tonight. And I want to show you how simple it is to do this. But it will be easy and simple and so beautiful. So when you hop on, say hi. I'm just going to have the camera down today. So I see Tammy is on here. So hi Tammy, hi Shelly. Thank you for joining me this evening. Yes, and thank you for sharing, those of you that have shared with your friends. Hi Shelby. Thanks for joining me tonight. I know I always go Wednesday like clockwork. Yesterday I just wasn't feeling the greatest all day long. And so I could have done my Facebook Live, but I just really wasn't feeling it. So I thought I can do it tomorrow. So thank you for those of you joining me today. Hi, Anne. Okay, so I'm using the Magnolia Lane Designer Series paper to do this project. This paper is some of my favorite. It is so beautiful. And I like it because the back side is like not floral, and you can use it on several different projects, the cards, scrapbooking, whatever. So here is just a sneak peek of this beautiful paper. This flower right here, the one die coordinates to cut that out. Thank you, Shelly. I am feeling so much better. Here's a mossy meadow, and this is really pretty. Here's another striped one. And this one, I love this one too. It's the petal pink and early espresso and mossy meadow. And then this one. And so here, there's just some really beautiful paper in here. And if you signed up for my July class to go, my online class, you received half a pack of this paper in your kit. So this is the paper I'm using for our project tonight. And then I am using 2 sets of framelits. I know in my description I said that we're using the Magnolia Memory Dies, which we are, and this is a really big set of dies. I used these 3 to cut out. We're going to use those to make the Magnolias. And then I used, there's a lot of leaves. I cut out some leaves, and then the smaller little starburst, that's what I cut out in So Saffron for the middle. So I use these dies. So if you have those, that's what I used. And then the other set I pulled in is the Wild Rose dies, and I just used that pretty label, which isn't in here. Oh, here it is. This one right here, and I love it because it has stitching around it. So I just used this from the Wild Rose dies, and then the stamp I'm using is from here as well. I'm using the word blessed because I think that this actual home decor piece I'm making, I will probably put in my house, or I'll actually probably take it to my studio to show everybody, and then I can put it up in my house. So if you want to order any of these products that I just listed, here is the host code for July, and we're going to get started. So the first thing you're going to need is a frame, and this is the frame I happen to have on hand. So this frame measures 8 inches by 8 inches. Again, you can make this shadow box or home decor piece with any frame that you have or that you can find that you like. This one is like kind of like a barn wood. It's a little bit weathered looking. You could use white, you could use just a wood, whatever you want, and you could use different sizes too. I'm just showing you what I have. It's a shadow box. I believe I got it at Michael's, and I did not buy it recently, so they probably don't have this in stock. That's why I'm telling you, you can buy any type of frame that you want, but mine is an 8x8. I'm going to set that aside because we're going to be using that in just a minute. Okay, I see Linda and Elizabeth and some Karens are on here. Okay, so the first thing I went ahead and did is I found this piece of paper, and this is what I wanted my background, and this measures, I cut it down to 8x8. So you're going to just pick your paper and for the background, and this is just the 8x8 piece. So I'm going to set that aside. The next thing I went ahead and I did is I cut a piece of our Vellum cardstock, and this measures 6x6. And so I'm going to eventually put this over here, and it's just going to mute the background down just a little bit, but yet you can still see through. So those are the two pieces I cut already. And then on this piece here, I cut out with our Whisper White, and this is what we're going to stamp on with some crumb cake ink and that word blessed from the To a Wild Rose stamp set. So we're using this right here. Now you can have your label say whatever you would like for that you want to display. And if you don't have this specific label, although I think everyone needs to have these, you could use any type of label that you want. The stitch shaped, like a stitch shaped oval would look beautiful. The new stitch nested dies, that would look great too. So you can substitute this label if you don't have this exact one. Although, like I said, I think everyone should have this die because it's beautiful. All right, so now we're just going to try to stamp this in the center with our crumb cake ink. And I'm not seeing my foam mat, so we're gonna just hope it works really well. I'm just gonna pull this down so I can try to center this because I really do want to use this project. Okay, hi. Hello everybody that just hopped on. So there we have this. It says blessed in crumb cake. And I'm going to try not to get ink on my hand because it's on that container. Okay, so now we have this. We're going to set this aside. Okay, the next thing we're going to do is we're going to make some magnolias. And you're going to need a petal pink ink pad. You're going to need a sponge dauber. And then you're going to need some magnolias. So this is where I already went ahead and I cut out in just Whisper White the three petals. It comes in 3 different sizes. And so I cut out one of each of them. And I did that 3 times. So we have 3, so we'll have 3 flowers on here. So this is all in my head. Again, and those of you that watch me know that a lot of times I don't have a finished product. I just think of it in my head right before I go live. And then we hope that it turns out beautiful. So let's hope that this one turns out really beautiful too. I think it will. So we're going to take these petals and with your bone folder, and you're going to curl them. And because this is a shadow box, I can have them layered because there's like I don't know, an inch and a half in there. So we're going to do that to all of these. Now I already have a couple flowers done, so you don't have to watch me do all of them, but I'm going to show you how I did my original one. So I had to do a couple flowers so I could kind of mess around with the layout. So I at least did that a little bit. So do you see how I'm just curling these petals so they look like that? So there we have that. The next thing is I have my mini glue dots. And okay, here's a tip with your mini glue dots. I don't know if you can see, there's the dot, if you see the little dot right there. So when you're done with your glue dot, you make sure you cover the last dot and then you rip the end off. And then that's how you can store it. Don't expose any of the dots. They'll stick everywhere to your paper, to your box, wherever they're at. So make sure you always keep the little flap over the last dot when you store these. So there's a little tip, and I just say that because at my classes a lot of times I will see people just rip it off and there's a whole row of dots and we don't want to waste them. So anyway, here's a fun little tip. So I'm going to start with my smallest little flower, and I'm going to just stick it right on my dot there, and then I'm going to put it on this, the medium one, and I'm going to just do it so the petals, all the petals are showing like this. So it's like that. Okay, then I'm going to turn this one over, and then I'm going to pull down to my next little dot, and I'm going to stick two of them on the back of this. So we have two little glue dots on there, and then this one is going to come here. Jennifer asked, did you make the magnolias with the dies? I did. There's 3 dies in there, and I just cut them out with each of the dies. So then we're going to stick that on, and there is our 3D flower, just like that. Okay, the next thing we're going to do, because you see in this paper how these flowers have a hint of pink right there. So we're going to take the petal pink ink and a sponge dauber. And so I'm just going to, you just can put this right on your finger and tap it in the ink. And I'm going to kind of hold this down with my finger. I'm going to put this in the center, and I'm going to kind of like twist and rub on a little bit of pink, this pink ink, so that it will show a little bit like the paper. So I'm just blotting a little bit on right here. So it's gonna look kind of like that. And so it went on, you know, all of the ones in the background like that, if it would focus. So we're done with that. Oh, and I forgot to show you, here's the little centers that I cut out. This is in So Saffron, so it's a really light yellow. And again, we're just gonna take this on there, gently take it off, and then this just goes right in the center. But what's really neat is you can still see that pink peeking through the background right there. Okay, our next thing we're gonna do to make this is we have some of our gold faceted gems. And again, if you ordered my Magnolia class this month, you got some of these products, so you will have these to maybe make. So there's our sweet little magnolia. Isn't it so pretty? Okay, so we actually need 3 of them, and here we go. So this one, I don't know if you can tell, but I got like a tiny smudge mark of ink there. So I went ahead and made another one because I don't want this to be messed up. So I'm gonna just take off my little center and I'm going to put a new mini glue dot on the back. So I have 3 perfect, or as perfect as they're gonna get for me, Magnolia. At least there won't be a little smudge of ink. So now we have 3 Magnolias. Okay, the next thing I went ahead and did, I showed you at the beginning, is I cut out some of the leaves with the same Magnolia dies in Mossy Meadow. That's the color that coordinates. So there's some leaves. I'm not sure how many that I'll need, so I cut out a bunch. So now we're gonna start assembling our home decor piece. So here's where I cross my fingers and hope that it comes out like it was in my head. Okay, so the first thing we're going to do is actually, which I don't know if you can see, so here's my vellum. I'm going to attach my label to the center of the vellum. And I'm going to put glue on the back of this because remember, vellum will show the adhesive. So I'm going to flip this over and I have some tear and tape that we're going to use because I don't want this to fall apart and I want it to adhere really well. So I'm going to put 2 strips of this across my label, and then so then you just like press it down really good, and then you just peel off the back, which, oh gosh, hopefully I can with my nails that have grown. I don't have my tool over here. This might not have been a good idea. I don't have my little paper piercer to help me. There, I got one. Anyone who normally doesn't have longer nails, which my nails aren't super long, but they're just longer for me, can relate to me. Okay, so we have our adhesive off, and now I'm going to try to, I guess I do kind of need to put this in the center, and then put this in the center like this. Okay, so I attach that down. So now I'm going to flip this over and I'm going to put glue on the back of here. So it's going to be like kind of like on the back of the label so it won't show through on here. So we're going to do that again with the tear tape. We're going to add 2 more strips. How many of you own the Magnolia, that Magnolia bundle already? Let me know if you own it already. It is such a pretty stamp set, and the dies are really fun to play with as well. Okay, so now I'm going to hopefully not struggle and get these little strips off. Okay, got 1. Come on, come on. Okay, I got 2 off. So now my adhesive's not going to show through. So I'm going to flip this over and I'm going to center this on here like this. Okay, so here, oh, I made a mistake. This was not, see, this is why I need, I shouldn't put that down yet. I was gonna put a strip of burlap across there. So let me see, we're gonna fix it. And I was gonna actually pop that up with dimensionals. See, I already forgot in my head how I was gonna do that. But I wanted this burlap just to give it a little something, some texture. So I'm gonna cut this and I'm going to pick this up and hopefully this is really stuck. The tear tape really does work, if you were wondering. I really... Okay, it's almost free. Okay, so I got it off carefully. So now we're going to put this down with just some mini glue dots. I'm going to put several across my burlap strip. And, okay, I got a few. Okay, so I can see where my thing was, so I'm going to stick this down here like this. And now we're going to take our dimensionals. Yes, this is what I really wanted to do. And I'm going to put several dimensionals on the back and pop this up. Okay. So then we're going to take these off. Okay. All right, I added a lot of dimensionals to this. So we got the dimensionals. So now I can put this on here like so. Okay, and now I'm going to add some magnolias. And I'm going to put those on first, and then I'm going to kind of tuck in some leaves. So I'm sorry, I need to pull this down just a little bit so I can see. But I have 3 magnolias because they always say to use odd numbers. It's more appealing to the eye. So I have 3 here. So I'm going to put this one here. And then just wait till you see it in the frame, because once you put this in the frame, that's when it seems like, it's like, oh my gosh, how... Like, I don't even know how it gets so pretty. The frames always just make it pop. So I think I'm not gonna press that one down. So on the back of this one right here, this like third one, I'm going to stack 2 dimensionals on. So I'm gonna put 1, and I'm gonna peel off the backing, okay, if you've never done this. And then I'm gonna take another dimensional and stick it right on top, so it's taller, and then I'm going to take that off, and then this flower will be a little bit higher than the rest. So we want to put this one, kind of tuck this one right in here, and this one we're gonna stick there. Okay, now I have my leaves, and I'm just gonna use mini glue dots, and I'm gonna tuck some of these in. Okay, then we're gonna put it in the frame, and hopefully you will be wowed. I'm kind of kidding, but I think it is gonna be really pretty. So I'm gonna tuck this leaf, where do we wanna put it? Right there. And these leaves are different sizes, and then I'm going to put one up here like that. So I'm just sticking the leaf on the mini glue dot, and then I'm going to pop that one down there. And then, hello everybody, I see a few people joining. Thanks for hopping on. If you missed how we did this from the beginning, the recording will be up in just a minute. And all my videos are on YouTube as well, so you can check those out. And then this one I'm just going to tuck right under there. Okay, and do we need another leaf? Maybe one coming out there, yeah. Okay, we'll add one more. And we'll put one here coming out. and then maybe one little baby one there. So these leaves do have little pieces that you need to like poke out, and so I have a lot of confetti from all of these little leaves, but it comes out pretty easily. So there's this one, and this is going to be my last leaf, and I'm going to tuck this in, and then we are going to add it to our frame. And this would be just a really fun project that you could give to a friend or somebody, or take it to your, if you have an office or your craft room. So here we have it, and it has lots of dimension, and I love the ribbon. So now I'm going to grab my frame. I think, oh, here it is. I was like, what did I do with it? And we're going to pop this in upside down, and then we are going to get the backing. And so here is my 8x8, so you can see what kind of frame I got. It says display case, so I'm just going to set that in there, and then make sure my little hanger thing is up here, and pop this in. I'm just going to press a couple of them down in case I need to. Voila! So there is our shadow box, home decor. I'm trying not to get the glare, but this is the project. I hope you love it, and I hope you can see how simple, yet pretty it is to do a quick 3D project that you could gift or make for your own home. So yeah, let me know what you think about this. And if you are one of my customers or would like to be and order any of these products, here's the host code for this month. I know the month is ending. And if you're local to me, Saturday is my last day of my buy one, get one free. And I was down here in my studio picking up some stuff and cleaning out boxes, and I found several more stamp sets to add to my sale for Saturday. Some of like the more recent ones that just retired. So I have more stamps to add on Saturday. So if you haven't made it out yet and you plan to come Saturday and you thought I still wouldn't have anything, I do. I have tons, and I'm adding more. So feel free to come out Saturday. It's from 10 a.m. to 1 at my studio. You can shop the buy one, get one. And I hope you love the project tonight. I'll take some pictures out of the frame without the glass so you can see without the glare up above. But thank you for joining me tonight and for sharing this. And oh, somebody said they want to see a card done with this. Here's one right here. So, Cynthia, here is a card that we did. It was a fun fold card class, and this is actually the same flower, and the card opens like this. Here's that beautiful paper, and there is a card made with that. Now, again, this card, you put it in an envelope, it might get squashed. So you just want to be careful, or maybe when you tell the person to kind of fluff it up. But there's one card made with that same Magnolia stamp set. So thank you all for joining me tonight. I should be back next week at my same time, Wednesday at 8 p.m. right here. And again, if anyone has any questions, pop them down there and I will answer you. So thank you all. I will see you later. Bye.